What do you know about Miriam? Come on, Jack, I asked you a question.
I know there's a person named Miriam who pushes Ryan around the park and resents every minute of it.
And how do you know that?
I've seen her.
Where? How?
In the park, with Ryan, in a stroller.
When?
Oh, I don't know, sometime last week, before that.
In the park?
In the park. In the park! You're not paying attention, Mayor.
Well, excuse me, but I'd be really fascinated to learn how you knew it was Ryan. Because to the best of my knowledge, you haven't laid eyes on your daughter since those few memorable moments at her christening party.
I heard that lady talking to her. Well, she called her by her name, and, well, you know, the world is not full of little babies named Ryan, so I very cleverly deduced that that one was the one that was related to me. Okay? Hmm?
So?
So what?
So how do you know Miriam hates pushing Ryan around the park?
Because I got eyes and I got ears. And when I hear that lady say that she's a pain in the neck, huh? And that she's gonna slap her again. You got that? Again? If she doesn't shut up? When I see her ignore her when she needs a cap or a sweater or some overcoat or whatever the hell babies wear when it's cold. Well, then I figure, Mayor, that woman just isn't happy with her chosen profession, okay? Huh?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, right. I'm lying, huh?
Well, I'm not sure what you're doing. But I know Miriam, and I know you, and I know Miriam adores Ryan. And I can't figure out why you'd even notice if Ryan had a sweater on or not.
Oh, yeah, what is it? You gotta be a Ryan to know if your kid's being neglected, huh?
Your kid?
Yeah, my kid, my daughter. I am her father, right? You know, you talk a lot about having feelings, but you act like you're the only person in the world who has any.
I have not, until this moment, been aware that you had any feelings for Ryan at all. Jack, how long has this been going on?
Just hold it. Just hold it right there. That's all. Just don't jump to any conclusions, okay? I could have come to you earlier with this, but I was afraid you just take it and run with it. That's all.
What do you mean, Jack?
I mean that, I've seen Miriam in action, and I question whether Miriam should be taking care of any baby, much less Ryan. I have an interest in the situation because I am, like it or not, Ryan's father. I got to know her a little, and I care about her. So if I know something that you don't know about her welfare, then I have to share it with you. But that is all that I mean.
You care about her?
I want to talk about Miriam.
Miriam's first job when she was 16 was babysitting for the Coleridges. I've known her practically since I can remember. When Edmund was born, Jill called Miriam in Alabama and begged her to come and help her take care of Edmund. I trust her completely, Jack. I mean, I don't know what you saw or what you heard, but I'm sure there's an explanation. And I'm perfectly willing to check it out, okay?
Okay.
Now let's talk about you and Ryan.
Help.
In a factory. want me to check on the kids?
No, thank you. I have.
Surprised to see you turning in.
Well, it's been a long day. And Jack and Mary's not going anywhere. If that's what you mean.
Lady, if you had any idea of what's going on down in that
John.
cellar.
John, don't. Don't.
Madness.
Ah, call it anything you wish. Only it's done, and I want to see it through.
See it through to what? Suppose they murder each other. Have you ever thought of that?
John, please, let's try not to be any more foolish than we can help.
Daddy's got the disposition of a pit viper. And you try to tell me, or Tom, or even Jumbo, for that matter, that he isn't violent by nature and unpredictable. And you add to that Mary's temper, and what you got going for you down there, lady, is a potential disaster.
Jack is never going to hurt Mary. He loves her much too much for that.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Jack. Would never hurt Mary?
Physically, John, physically.
Well, how do you know that? Huh?
Please, please, John, don't get me started. I know that they're all right. I mean, they've been furious with each other before, and Jack has never as much as laid a hand on her in anger. I'd have known about it. And Mary's not 10 years old, you know. She won't feel the least bit constrained to give him a good kick in the shins if the argument's not going her way.
Well, I wouldn't make book on it.
Well, you are wrong. Unthinkable as that may seem.
You didn't hear what was going on between them from behind that door.
No, I did not. Eavesdropping. Childish thing to do. What, was it that you heard exactly?
Enough to make me aware that Mary doesn't care what she says, and Finelli's on a very short fuse. Of course, if you don't think there's anything to worry about.
John, I didn't say quite that. It's just that I can't imagine Jack doing any harm to anyone. Of course, the thing is, he's been walking around for days, working up a terrible lather about the baby. And Mary and Tom going away together, there's no doubt about it. He was angry. John.
What is it, lady?
I think I will go in and look at the babes. And then go downstairs. Just to be sure, you know.
Lady, while you're at it, what would you think of unlocking the door, huh?
John. Oh,
How'd I know how I was going to react? I mean, I don't know from babies. Seems to me that she's special. I mean, she's a very interesting person.
She is special. She's extraordinary.
Understand that I haven't seen her much, and I don't have anything to compare with.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And I do regret that I don't know her better.
Well, would you like to make some kind of arrangements to see her more often?
What the hell are you trying to prove? You're sitting there 3/4 asleep.
I'm trying, not very successfully, to get clear on hereditary ataxia.
Well, you had last night off, didn't you?
Yeah?
Was there anything unusual that happened on the service today that I'm not aware of?
No, it was about as routine as we ever get around here.
Then why in the hell are you so exhausted?
Because I didn't get enough sleep last night.
Why not?
I spent a couple hours with Dee when I got off duty, and then she asked me to come have breakfast with her this morning, which I did.
And any slack time that you've had today has also been spent with Delia, is that right?
That's right.
So, you're not even halfway into a 48-hour shift, and you're already dead on your feet.
Roger, I'm doing the best I can. Delia's sick, and like it or not, a large part of that sickness centers around me. She's better when I'm with her, she's worse when I'm not. Believe me, I would change that if I could, but it's going to take time and patience and a lot of attention before things improve.
And in the meantime, Doctor, what about your residency?
Well, we all know what kind of trouble my residency's in, don't we? I think maybe what we're really talking about here is your job. Is that right?
Yeah, partly, but believe it or not, I happen to dislike waste. Especially when it's a waste of medical talent. And I also think that that's where your first responsibility lies, to yourself. Not to a neurotic wife, and not to a bunch of hyper-fervent friends on the House Association.
If it comes to a strike, Roger, what is it you're gonna do? Supervise me on the picket line?
If the strike's called, you're not going to find me within 100 yards of that picket line. It just so happens that I am opposed, in principle, to labor union tactics employed in the medical profession.
Is that a really principle, Roger, or is it snobbery?
I don't think doctors have the right to strike.
Yeah, but they do have the right to tolerate working conditions that result in the practice of inferior medicine.
No! But they can change those conditions without destroying the integrity of their medical oath or disrupting patient care.
Integrity!
Look, you're out on your feet. Take 2 hours, go down to the resident quarters and get some sleep.
I can't do that.
That is an order, Pat.
Yeah, and who's gonna cover for me?
I will.
Well, thank you.
No thanks is required. It's just in your present condition. I don't want you anywhere near a patient. It might get us both in more trouble.
See you later.
Right. Miss Morris? Yes, this is Dr. Coleridge. Would you please ask Dr. Ewing to take over for Pat Ryan for the next 20 minutes? Tell him that I'll take over after that. I've got to make a quick visit to a patient in psychiatry. Thank you.
Over dial-up.
Roger, you scared me. I'm not supposed to do any reading, and then they would know that I'm not swallowing my medicine anymore. Roger, are you still mad at me? Roger, look, if you don't be nice to me, then just get out of here, okay?
I'm not going to be nice to you, Delia, and I'm not going away. I'm here to give you an ultimatum.
Like what?
Like, lay off, Pat, or I'm going to blow the whistle on you.
Roger, you wouldn't do that.
Oh, you know I
no,
will.
No, Roger, please.
Delia, you have him. Faith is absolutely out of the picture. Pat Ryan is yours, all yours. And if you don't lay off, you're going to get both Pat and me in more trouble. I mean, he's had it. He can't take it anymore.
What do you mean I have him?
I mean that he is so guilty. He is so convinced that he's the cause of your problems. That he is so sympathetic to poor Delia, who can't face the cruel, demanding world, that he'll probably never leave you. So just let him go, will you? He can't spend all day taking care of patients and all night in here holding your hand in the psychiatry ward.
Look, I'm not asking him to hold my hand in the psychiatry ward. I want him to take me home. See, I can take care of him. I can fix him beautiful dinners. I don't want him to worry about me. I want him to love me.
Yeah, 24 hours a day.
No. Look, he's a doctor. I know he's a doctor, but when he's through being a doctor, he can come home. But how can he come home to me when I'm not home? Look, if you're not going to help me, then I'm stuck here. Roger, okay, we want the same thing. If I'm here, Pat is going to be worried. He's going to be distracted. Now, it's to your benefit that I get out of here.
I told you how to get out. A slow, steady recovery. More sanity every day.
No, that's too slow. I want to go home right now. Now, you said Pat has had enough of this. Well, I've had enough of this.
All right, then tell Dr. Pagano the truth.
What?
Truth. T-R-U-T-H, an accurate representation of fact. Now, admittedly, Delia, that's an alien concept to you, but I'm sure with a little bit of effort, you could pull it off.
I'm supposed to tell Dr. Pagano I was faking the whole thing.
Why not?
Because he's going to tell Patty, that's why not.
He can't tell Patty. A psychiatrist cannot repeat information given to him by a patient in professional context. It's like a priest situation after confession.
So if I tell him that I'm not sick, then he'll let me go home?
I don't see that he has any other choice, do you?
Roger, why didn't you tell me this before?
Well, frankly, Delia, it never occurred to me. You were so insistent for such a long time that it'd be necessary to fool everyone.
Thank you. I don't know how to thank you.
Don't thank me yet. All you have to do now is convince Dr. Pagano that this isn't a ploy by a wily schizophrenic.
Okay. Well, he's going to believe me. I know that, but maybe he's thinking I'm going to be crazy just figuring out all this stuff.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
No. I'm going to be able to handle it. I know exactly what I'm going to say to him. I'm going to say how we planned the whole thing, how we looked over the medical books together, all the
Look,
symptoms and everything like that.
Delia, I can do without that credit.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I can handle it anyway. Roger, thank you so much. I know you're a good friend. Thank you. Look, do you mind if I ask you to leave? Because I'd like to phone Dr. Pagano right away.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, operator? Yeah, could you get me a Dr. Pagano? Yeah, right away. Thanks a lot.
Strip, Crest White Strip.
How do you mean?
Well, I don't know. Whatever's convenient. If you wanted to meet her in the park on a regular basis, or take her down to your place, whatever. I'm assuming you'd just as soon not come here.
Right. Absolutely. But the only problem with taking Ryan down to my place is, what would I do with her? Well, I mean, she's got to eat and be changed and all that, and what does she eat, anyhow?
Just about everything, because she's got so many teeth.
Yeah?
Ma says she has more teeth than any 6-month-old person in her experience.
Oh, you're kidding.
Her typical breakfast is cereal, eggs, bacon, toast, and orange juice.
Well, that's incredible.
She comes by it honestly, right?
Well, then, she doesn't need anything special.
Oh, I give her a roast beef or roll in the blender, but basically she eats what we eat.
And sleep?
Oh, like a top from 8 till about 7, with a nap in the morning and one in the afternoon.
Well, then you are with her most of the time when she's awake.
Exactly.
How does she compare with other babies? I mean, besides the teeth, I mean.
Well, Mother says you shouldn't compare, because faster doesn't mean better. They all get there in the end. But she is brighter, funnier, and sweeter than anyone else her age, and I love it.
Hey, listen, I gotta tell you, in the park, right? Now, there's no way in the world that she can know who I am, right? And I bend down to look at her, and there's that face. An unbelievable little open face. And she looks, and she looks, and you can tell that she's thinking, yeah, well, he's okay, and then she smiles, and she really has a very lovely smile.
Yes, she does. And I think she knows it.
No kidding.
Oh, Jack, she knows so much. I mean, I keep thinking there's this sweet, funny, wise person inside a baby's little body. And she gets so impatient when her hands or her feet won't do what she wants them to do.
Tell me all about her. I mean everything. Start from the beginning. With the delivery. Don't say that I'd know if I'd been there.
I wasn't going to say that. Well, it's taken Ryan 6 months to live it. May take me the rest of the night to tell it.
Well, that's okay, because I'm not going anywhere.
Well, what's going on down there?
Well, it looks to me as if my side's making some progress.
The powerful Darlings live the charmed life, but this family is as complex as their investment portfolio. SoapNet's got every scandalous moment of the first season of Dirty Sexy Money with a 10-hour Dirty Sexy Money marathon this Saturday starting at 9 a.m. on SoapNet.